What's going on? Welcome back. Lauren over here at Planet Podcast, and we're going to do a recap on 1883 season finale. Before we get into this video, like the video, please. Subscribe to the channel if you will, and check out some of the links below for some TMF merch. This and all of my videos here are sponsored by TMFApparelusa.com. Custom t-shirts, direct to garment, direct to film, all that fun stuff. But let's get into this show. I knew of Yellowstone. I never watched it. 1883 came around. I thought, I'm going to watch that. Checked it out. I ended up really liking the show. I liked the characters. I liked the story. I think it was a story that was told very well through the eyes of the producers and the directors of the show. And I think the cast did a great job of you connecting with the characters, which is, to me, is one of the most important things the show can do. If I don't connect with the characters, I don't really want to watch it too much. I'm not that interested. I lose interest. This show kind of kept me interested. The main character here, Elsa, and the narrative and the backstory, I liked it. I liked her father. I liked the captain, Sam, and I really liked Thomas. If you watched any of my other reviews, I liked Thomas. I don't know why, but I really connected with that character, and the way the actor portrayed that character, I just really enjoyed it. So let's get into what happened on the season finale of this show. They are going to the fort. They're taking Elsa to the fort because she's been shot with this arrow, and they did the best they could out in the middle of nowhere to stop her from dying. And they get to the fort, and there's no doctors. They look at her and they say, man, she is not going to make it. And James pretty much knew that her chances of making it were pretty much zero. You know, they looked at the arrow was filthy. She's going to die. And, confronts his wife about it and come to the realization that he doesn't want her to be there. We knew that. We didn't really see coming is the fact there's no doctors at the fort. What's the fort even doing there, And so James has to make a decision as to what they're going to do. Wherever she dies is where they stay. Now, we knew from Yellowstone in the future that the Dutton Ranch is in Montana. We knew that. So they had to go to Montana. That's where they were going to end up. From the beginning of this show, that's where they were going as soon as we found out that Elsa was dying. So what happened to all the pioneers? Man, they just did not make it. Some of them decided they wanted to continue on the trail to Oregon. James said he was going north. And, the captain said he was still going to make his way to the ocean. He just would do it at a later time. You'd have to wait out the winter. And what do we have happen? We have them just go their separate ways. The Cowboys, they rode off. Now, I did see a write-up that said the Cowboys died. I didn't see anything in the show that hinted at them meeting their fate prior to just old age. So if they didn't make it, I didn't see it. And I scrubbed through it again just to look for it. And it just didn't happen. I think we just assumed that they rode back to Texas and they're fine. Those guys were happy guys. They're fine. And the pioneers got ravaged pretty immediately. All of them died. So the only ones left was the leader of the pioneers and his wife. She dies on the road. It's just him. His leg looks terrible. They decide they're just going to cut it off. And here's the thing. We are so sterile and we are so modernized currently, like any kind of infection, could kill you. They cut this dude's leg off in the dirt. He lived from a rattlesnake bite. Honestly, a lot of people for thousands of years had limbs removed and serious wounds treated in the middle of nowhere with no sterilization, and they survived somehow. It's crazy to think that was not that long. 1883 is not that long ago. We're like 130 years, 140 years. Not that long ago. And so that happened. Obviously, it's a TV show, but that's, that's real. It's real. This happens probably still today, honestly, in places around the world. So he didn't make it. They cut his leg off. He's still with them. He's stuck with them to go with James. Still want to go to Oregon and set up. And we get this moment where Elsa realizes she's going to die. They put her in the river, ran across some Indians. She fell off a horse. They put her in the river. They were going to do the best they could with their medicine to kind of help out, right? Maybe they can do something for her, put her in the river, get her body cooled off, And the Indian, he goes, she ain't gonna make it. You know, sepsis is set in, liver shot, the arrows are contaminated. She doesn't have much time. But what does James want to do? He wants to take her wherever she's going to rest. She's going to pick out her place. Elsa realizes at this time that they've been lying to her, that she is going to die. They knew she was going to die. And now she's got to accept the fact that she's going to die. And they ride off. And watching all of this unfold is just tough, man. It really pulls on your heartstrings because there's no way. There's no easy way to make this decision, right? Like, it's not something that you're going to just be okay with making. And so he asked Sam to go over there and talk to his wife, and because he's just so torn up about it. And James rides up in the morning, rides off with Elsa as far as they can to pick a place where they're going to lay her to rest. And that's going to become the Yellowstone Ranch. And then we see, you know, a year later, what's happening to the people. And Sam made it to the beach, looked at it. There's a hummingbird there, which shouldn't be there. He takes that as a clue that maybe his wife is with him. And then, you know, he commits suicide on the beach. That was his plan. He was going to make it to the beach, see the ocean, and then go see her. And, you know, we get a follow-up with the one pioneer with no leg, Yusef, or whatever his name was, Yosef. Somehow he's still out there making it with one leg. Impressive. I guess it gives him a little hope. But he's like the only one that made it. And Thomas takes the gypsy and her sons and stakes himself some ground in Oregon. So I look forward to seeing where they go with this in the future. You know, it wasn't the happiest of endings for everybody, but it's kind of what you expected. Kind of what you expected to see. Now, where does it go from here? There was rumors that 1883 was going to be continued, but it's not. This is what I've been reading. It's not going to be continued. There will be another season. It will be called 1932, based on Prohibition. It will also be based on the same characters from this show in the next generation. So that's kind of cool. So we'll see the son of James. He'll be the dad of whoever's in his tribe going forward. And what they face in another age, 50 years later, basically. You know, so it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. And I did read that they're going to throw in like some little, like, I guess maybe an episode or two based on the 1883 characters. So maybe we'll get to see them reprise them roles a little bit and move forward into the Yellowstone universe that Paramount's not Paramount, is Peacock's putting together. No, it's Paramount. I don't know. Whatever. Whoever's doing it, Peacock, Paramount, they sound the same to me. But I really enjoyed the show. I think it had excellent character development. I think that Tim McGraw, Faith Hill did an amazing job. The one that plays Elsa did an amazing job. The whole cast was great. I don't think there was ever a moment where I wasn't entertained watching this. And I wish we would have had a little bit more cameos from Billy Bob Thornton. But whatever. You know, they were cool, interesting people. And I liked the story. And I liked the way it was told. Just a no-nonsense approach to the journey that this family and these people went on. I look forward to watching the rest of it. I'm still watching the current season of Yellowstone. I'm on season 3. So when I finish that up, I'll probably just do a quick review and catch up. But if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you thought of the series, what you think is going to happen next, and we'll see you next time.